David, if you need to say something, just flare your hands where they go. Yes. Yeah, or that's it. Under reactions. Test, test. I don't think if he's talking, you're going to hear him. You should be able to. I think once it's quiet. 8 and 6. Wait, do you have everything? Do you have it so? Yes, you text him on phone. I'm just going to text it to you. So this is once it's quiet. You'll be able to hear. It's like, oh, okay.
All right, okay, are we ready? Okay, everybody. Apologies for being a little late. Had a busy conference session, so good evening, everybody. Adequate notice of this meeting, as required by the Open Public Meetings Act, was provided through the posting, mailing, and filing of the annual notice of regularly scheduled meetings of the Town Council on December 12, 2023. The notice was on that date posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, provided to the Westfield Leader and the Star Ledger, and filed with the clerk of the town of Westfield. Ms. Lawshie, may I have a roll call?
Mayor Brindle?
Here.
Council members Havgood?
Here.
Dardio?
Here.
Domagala?
Here.
Kiefer?
Here.
Saunders?
Here.
Armento?
Here.
Contract? Here. Mackey?
Here. Please rise for the invocation, which will be given by Councilman Kiefer, and remain standing for the salute to the flag.
As we gather here today, let us be mindful of the diversity of beliefs represented in our community. Let us draw upon the values of respect, understanding, and unity as we deliberate and make decisions for the betterment of our town. May wisdom guide our discussions and compassion govern our actions.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Nothing from you, Jim? Okay, so I will give we have a lot of going on tonight, so bear with me.
That's a first.
Dawn's wreaking havoc over here. Good news in terms of a continuation on the traffic safety. Sorry, we had a little spillage over here. So the recently approved always stop sign at the corner of 7th Avenue and Clifton Street was installed on Monday in response to a request made by area residents, which prompted a review by the Public Safety, Transportation, and Parking Committee. A subsequent traffic warrant analysis determined the intersection met the threshold for the implementation of an always stop. So message boards are in place, and there's enhanced police presence, which will remain in the area to maximize awareness of and compliance with this new traffic requirement. And I just want to remind everybody to please be mindful of this new traffic pattern, especially as a new school year approaches. And good news on the business front. You may have heard that Sweet Green will be the newest addition to downtown Westfield, which lit up social media with their announcement last week. You can tell who all the former New York City or current New York City commuters are who are very excited about this popular outpost. It's a very popular chain of fresh plant-forward food that features bowls and salads, located in the former farmhouse store space, and it is the kind of place, it is a destination that people drive to from out of town, which is great. Also had the pleasure of participating at 2 ribbon cuttings this past weekend. Councilman Mike Domagala joined me to welcome Apex One and the former CVS location on South Avenue. Features state-of-the-art racing simulators, which is a very popular trend in Europe. And it's very incredible that Apex One has chosen Westfield as their very first location in the United States. We also cut the ribbon for Rush Bowls, which is at 27 South Broad Street, right down the block from Five Guys, which offers acai bowls, granola, protein smoothies, and shakes, and great Bow Wow bowls for the dogs. And I also want to mention that the lease for the One Westfield Place Preview Center is coming to a close, and Streetworks will be vacating the space at 76 Elm Street next month. For the past 2 years, the Preview Center had served its purpose of engaging and educating the public about One Westfield Place, which is now moving to the next phase of site plan readiness. A more detailed update on One Westfield Place will be provided in the coming months. In the meantime, the property owner has indicated that there has already been significant interest in this space from potential tenants, and we do look forward to a new retailer coming to this highly visible space in the near future. And I do think that's what's a really important shift in what's happening downtown than what was happening even 4 or 5 years ago. There's a very, stores will always come and go, but there is now a very healthy rate of new ones coming in as those leave. There isn't these long-term vacancies that we are experiencing for a long time. And so when you talk to the property owners and realtors, it's amazing the level of interest that's coming to our downtown, which is terrific. We actually are planning on seeing more business openings in the coming months. There's a few that are still to be announced. And I really want to thank our residents, and every business owner will tell you how critical it is that our residents are so committed to supporting local. So that will always remain critical no matter how vacant or occupied we are. I just want to remind people about a couple events. After last week's rain, we look forward to making up for a few events that were canceled, including National Night Out. It's now going to be held next Monday, August 20th, and Family Fun Night at Memorial Pool, which is now rescheduled for August 14th, that's this week, right? Thursday. And very importantly, on Sunday, one of my favorite events is happening. It is the 5th annual March to Yorktown Day Commemoration and Encampment Festival, which is in Mindoaskin Park from 11:30 to 4, hosted by the Washington-Rochambeau Revolutionary Route, New Jersey. It's become a very fun event commemorating Westfield's role when the French and Continental troops marched from Newport, Rhode Island to Yorktown, Virginia, taking them through downtown Westfield on August 29, 1781. I know I always say it, but I have to say it. I'm a native of Yorktown, Virginia, so I get very excited about this day in particular because it makes me feel very much at home. So lots of things, military drills on horseback, lots of stuff about our local history, and it's dedicated to the 1st Squadron, 102nd Cavalry Regiment from the Westfield Armory, who is currently serving in Syria. Julie Diddell, obviously, is the mastermind of all of this, and so I want to really thank her for all her efforts into making this a real big event for our town. And I also want to tell everybody to save the date for this year's very popular Tour to Westfield, held on Sunday, September 8th. Activities include a 2-mile family bike ride through town led by the Westfield Police Department. There's a bike rodeo, free biking lessons by Easy Ride. Jay's Cycle will be on hand to perform safety checks on your bike, and entertainment by the Spinners, so DJs. So it's a great event driven by the Recreation Commission in collaboration with several different organizations, and it's always fun. So fingers crossed for a good weather report. We do have a very busy legislative agenda this evening. It's usually quiet in August, but not this August. We are introducing 9 ordinances, which is unbelievable. But there is one particular tonight, which I think we're pretty excited about, and I did want to highlight it for the public. We are introducing an ordinance tonight authorizing the purchase of the former Jiffy Lube site at 200 South Avenue West on the northwest corner of Central and South Avenue intersection, which most people are very aware, probably having passed by it many times. This purchase is contingent on being awarded a grant by the Economic Development Authority by the state that we recently applied for. As many of you know, this property has been a visible eyesore for at least a decade, in spite of numerous property maintenance citations. And then fortuitously, just in the recent months, the EDA recently announced a grant to enable municipalities to purchase strategically located vacant properties, which will cover 80% of the property's appraised value, which was a perfect fit for this particular property. The town would cover the difference of no more than $250,000 towards the sale price, and if we get the grant funding, fingers crossed, The plans for the property include enhanced pedestrian safety features, an expanded right turn radius, bench seating, public art, and streetscape improvements that will create a beautiful gateway to Westfield. We expect to hear about the grant award in September, and the ordinance tonight will allow us to expeditiously move on the purchase if our grant application is approved. If we don't receive the grant, the purchase will not move forward. We also have several additional key items tonight from the Finance Policy and the Code Review and Town Property Committee, so I'm going to hand it over to Councilwoman Hapgood and then Councilwoman Mackey to provide details. So with that, Councilwoman Hapgood.
Thank you, Mayor. The Finance Policy Committee tonight has 21 resolutions on tonight's agenda, so I wanted to highlight a few of them for you. We have a resolution authorizing an award of contract for upgrades to the council chambers and the conference room, which provides the last two parts of the original project for these rooms. It includes acoustic panels to be installed on the back walls of the chamber to assist with sound management in the room, and also installation of 2 large monitors, one in the adjacent mayor's conference room and one in the hallway back here, that will allow for overview viewing and also help with court interactions during the week. We have a resolution authorizing an award of contract to fix the hinges and replace the doors on the Memorial Park bathrooms. On the revenue side, we have a resolution to approve insertions of special items of revenue due to grants from the NJACCHO, don't ask me what that stands for, infrastructure program, $168,049 for the Board of Health budget that will offset costs for staff to provide services, and from the National Opioid Settlement, $85,303.51, which will offset the cost of our internal municipal alliance program that is run through the Board of Health. So very significant grants that will be added into our budget tonight. We have a resolution to approve emergency appropriations not to exceed $340,000 to provide for a replacement of our rooftop HVAC unit at Town Hall, which services the community room and the chiller components of an HVAC air conditioning system that serves the recreation office, the court, and a majority of the police department, along with the temporary unit to serve those areas until the permanent units can be installed. This wasn't an expected maintenance or investment, but we're handling it expeditiously, and in order to complete the process, we're required to take the legislative steps tonight to amend our capital budget, award an emergency contract to a vendor to address the immediate problem, and adopt a bond ordinance to provide the funding. We also have 3 other bond ordinances on tonight's agenda: a bond ordinance authorizing the purchase of a new fire engine pumper apparatus, and also the refurbishment of one of our older fire engine pumpers in lieu of purchasing a second apparatus, which will allow it to add another 5 to 7 years to its useful life. This purchase and refurbishment was anticipated in the 2024 capital budget, and thanks to Chief Dulks and his apparatus committee's due diligence, the anticipated cost for both items are approximately $400,000 less than we expected. And finally, we have a bond ordinance authorizing the funding for the replacement of the pool filtration systems, which was also planned in the 2024 capital budget, and the debt service for this project will be covered by the pool utility.
Thank you, Councilman Mackey. Thank you, Mayor. Electrocuted now. The Code Review and Town Property Committee has 1 resolution and 5 ordinances on the agenda, several of which I'd like to highlight. We have an ordinance authorizing a temporary access easement agreement and encroachment easement for 241 North Avenue. The property has Verizon cell antennas on its roof, and easements are needed from the town for access through the town's parking lot behind this building. The CRTP committee has reviewed this matter, and the town attorney has negotiated the agreements in cooperation with the attorney representing 241 North Avenue. We have an ordinance to amend our current filming ordinance in order to be more in line with the state's Film Ready program that encourages filming in local communities. Westfield has always been a preferred destination for filming, and we are merely adjusting our daily filming rates and rules around maximum filming days to be consistent with the Film Ready program. We have an ordinance that replaces our current ordinance covering distribution of unsolicited materials. in an effort to address the unsolicited advertising of circulars, newspapers, and other printed material that has not been ordered, subscribed to, or requested by the resident and is normally left at the end of the driveway. This ordinance provides rules for delivery of items, and if the resident opts out of delivery service with the entity delivering it, the town can impose fines on the entity if it continues to deliver without consent. We have an ordinance that stems from a new state law adopted in January 2024 to permit licensed craft alcoholic beverage manufacturers, breweries, to coordinate with certain food vendors, including food trucks and restaurants, for the provision of food on the licensed premises. Currently, food trucks are prohibited from operating in the central business district of Westfield, where craft breweries are permitted to be located, and therefore the CRTP recommends to amend the regulation of food trucks to permit their operation in the central business district no more than one time per month, only for these type of operators. Currently, this only applies to Lions Roar Brewery, but would apply to any other brewery located in the CBD in the future. Lastly, we have an ordinance that amends the definition of habitable floor area at the recommendation of the town zoning officer.
Thank you. And thank you, Councilman Armento, for pointing out National Night, I said it was on Monday, August 20th. It's that's Tuesday, August 20th, and it works with Sweet Sounds downtown. So you can go to National Night Out, then go see some music in town, and hopefully spend some money having dinner at a local establishment. So with that, we can go on to the agenda at hand. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the Town Council Conference and regular meetings of July 9th, 2024? So moved by Councilman Dardia, second? Seconded by Councilman Armento. Don Magala, the other, all these mics. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes. Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Now it's time for open discussion by citizens. Anyone may come up to the microphone and speak to the council on any subject on which we have jurisdiction. Please state your name and address for the record, and please limit your comments to 5 minutes. Hearing none, I close this portion of the meeting and move to bills and claims. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to move bills and claims in the amount of $1,485,516.34.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next on the agenda is reports of standing committees, beginning with the Finance Policy Committee. Councilman Hapgood.
Thank you again, Mayor. I have 21 resolutions, 19 of which I'd like to move as a package. The first, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for dog licenses for July 2024. The second, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for Recreation Department refunds. 3, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for Board of Adjustment escrow monies. 4th, a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund police department fees. 5th, a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund street opening cash bond. 6, a resolution authorizing the CFO to refund a dumpster security payment. 7, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw warrants for overpaid taxes due to disabled veteran exemption. 8, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw warrants for overpaid taxes for 2024. 9, a resolution authorizing the tax collector to cancel tax balance for 1037 Central Avenue. 10, a resolution authorizing the CFO to draw a warrant for risk management consultant fee. 11, a resolution to appoint fire building, mechanical, and plumbing inspector. 12, a resolution authorizing a lease agreement with Enterprise for police vehicles. 13, a resolution authorizing award of contract for upgrades to the council chambers and conference room. 14, a resolution authorizing an award of contract for doors and automated door locks at the Memorial Park Comfort Station. 15, a resolution authorizing the CFO to issue warrants for Union County and Union County open space taxes. 16, a resolution authorizing the CFO to issue warrants for special district taxes. 17, a resolution to adopt Town of Westfield's restated deferred compensation plan. 18, a resolution to approve insertion, a special item of revenue, the NJACCHO infrastructure program. And 19, a resolution to approve insertion, a special item of revenue, the National Opioid Settlement.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. And before you go on, I realize I skipped over a very important appointment, so let me just do that very quickly.
Right.
So I meant that we had two resignations from the DWC board that had to resign for each of them for personal reasons. So we just want to make these appointments tonight. I do want to acknowledge Jeff Kirschenbaum, who's the chair of the Downtown Westfield Corporation Board, who's with us this evening. Thank you, Jeff, and for all your service to the town. So we would like to appoint Patrice Chapman as the operator director to fill the unexpired term through December 31st of this year, and Jacqueline Sivens, the owner director, through also an unexpired term through the end of this year. May I have a motion to accept these council appointments?
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Mackey, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Dardia. Any discussion?
I would like to say that I'm very excited about these two appointments. I think it's pretty wonderful. We have a very long-established business owner, and we have a more recent energized business owner. So I think these are going to be really great additions. I'm excited for the board.
And for those that don't know, one is the proprietor of AR Workshop, and the other one is the owner of the Evelyn Dunn Gallery and the property there. So that's, we're very fortunate, exactly. So all in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Thank you. Okay, back to you.
All right,
Councilman
next.
Hopkins. All right.
Thank you for noticing
Sorry
that,
about
Mayor.
that.
Next, I'd like to make a motion to approve emergency appropriations. This relates to the HVAC that I mentioned earlier.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract. Yes. Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion is carried.
And last, for resolutions, I'd like to make a motion to amend the capital budget.
May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Domagala. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia. Yes. Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract. Yes. Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion is carried.
Okay, now we'll move on to the ordinances. I'd like to move special ordinance number 2024-04 on first reading, a bond ordinance to authorize the reconditioning of a fire engine and the acquisition of a new fire engine, including original apparatus and equipment in, by, and for the town of Westfield and the county of Union, state of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $1,295,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia. Yes. Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract. Yes. Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Next is special ordinance number 2024-05 on first reading. Bond ordinance to authorize the replacement of the pool filtration systems at Memorial Pool in, by, and for the swimming pool utility of the town of Westfield in the county of Union, state of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $600,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Saunders. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Hapgood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract. Yes. Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
And next is special ordinance number 2024-06 on first reading, a bond ordinance to authorize the replacement of portions of the HVAC system at the municipal building in, by, and for the town of Westfield and the county of Union, state of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $350,000 to pay the cost thereof, to make a down payment, to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds.
May I have a second?
Second.
Seconded by Councilman Mackey. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
And last, I would like to move special ordinance number 2024-07 on first reading, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of 200 South Avenue West, Block 3101, Lot 8, in the town of Westfield, County of Union, and State of New Jersey.
May I have a second?
Yes, second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia,
Yes.
Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried. Next is the Public Safety Transportation Parking Committee. Councilman Dardia.
Thank you, Mayor. We'd like to move a resolution to appoint a medical director for the Westfield Police and Fire Departments.
May I have a second?
Yes.
Second.
Second by Councilman Damagala. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. Next is Code Review and Town Property Committee. Councilman Mackey.
I would like to move a resolution to authorize the mayor and clerk to execute an agreement with the County of Union to modify the cooperative agreement.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? All in favor?
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried.
I would also like to move special ordinance number 2024-08 on first reading, an ordinance of the Town of Westfield, County of Union, State of New Jersey, granting a temporary access easement and encroachment easement.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
I'm going to recuse myself from the vote on this.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Next, I would like to move general ordinance number 2024-18 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the code of the Town of Westfield, Chapter 36, entitled Filming.
May I have a second? Second. Second by Councilman Dardia. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Next, I would like to move general ordinance number 2024-19 on first reading, an ordinance regulating the distribution of unsolicited printed material.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Next, I would like to move general ordinance number 2024-20 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the town's regulations of the sale of merchandise, food, etc., from food trucks.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Saunders. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried.
Last, I would like to move general ordinance number 2024-21 on first reading, an ordinance to amend the land use ordinance of the Town of Westfield in regard to the definition of floor area habitable.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion has carried. Next is the Public Works Committee. Councilman Mackey.
I would like to move a resolution authorizing an emergency purchase for Trails End Court Pumping Station repair.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Kiefer. You've been quiet tonight. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Councilmembers Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia, Delgado,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract, Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion is carried.
I would also like to move a resolution authorizing an emergency purchase for HVAC system for portions of the municipal building.
May I have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Armento. Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Council members Havegood,
Yes.
Dardia. Yes. Domagala,
Yes.
Kiefer,
Yes.
Saunders,
Yes.
Armento,
Yes.
Contract. Yes. Mackey,
Yes.
Mayor Brindle.
Yes, this motion is carried. Wow. That was pretty efficient use of 9 ordinances and resolutions. I'm impressed. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So moved.
By Councilman Mackey, second.
Second.
Second by Councilman Domagala. All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed? This motion is carried. This meeting is adjourned. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
It was actually shouted.